Emma came home around 7 in the morning, wearing a smile that didn't quite fit the story she'd been telling. It was the kind of smile that belonged to someone returning from something forbidden, not from a quiet night at her friend Mia's place. I was already awake, seated at the dining table with a mug of coffee cradled in my hands, watching her through the kitchen doorway. She hadn't noticed me yet. The soft click of her heels filled the entryway as she stepped inside, humming a tune under her breath, heels slipping off, purse falling to the floor like this was any other morning. But it wasn't. She thought I'd be asleep. That's what a good, trusting husband would do on a day off. Sleep in and never ask questions. "Hey, babe," she chirped as she walked into the kitchen, feigning surprise. "You're up early." I didn't move, just brought the coffee to my lips and took a slow, measured sip. "Didn't sleep much," I said, voice calm, unreadable. She paused, her expression faltering just for a breath, like she felt something in my tone she couldn't quite name. "Oh, bad night." "You could say that," I answered, never taking my eyes off her. "How was Mia's?" Emma blinked. I watched the flicker of panic flash behind her eyes before she forced that familiar fake casual smile, the one I'd seen too often lately. "Oh, girls' night, wine, movies. We stayed up late talking." "Sounds fun." I nodded slowly. Strange, though. Mia posted on Instagram that she was in Toronto with her boyfriend. That smile faltered again. Just a crack, but it was enough. "Oh, right," she said after a beat. "Yeah, she left yesterday morning." I forgot. I was actually with her roommate, Kayla. "Kayla, huh?" I leaned back in my chair, watching her squirm under the weight of her own story. She's still driving that silver Jeep? A slight pause. "Yeah, I think so," she replied cautiously. "Interesting," I said quietly, "because I saw you getting into a black BMW outside the Haven Hotel. Around midnight." Her face drained of color. "You what?" "I followed you," I said plainly. "You left at 10:30. Said you were just grabbing drinks with Mia. I waited until 11 o'clock, then checked her stories. Saw she was out of town. So I drove, found you at the Haven Hotel, watched you meet him in the lobby, watched you kiss him before the elevator even arrived." She was silent now, rooted to the kitchen tile, jaw clenched, hands beginning to tremble. I could see the gears turning, trying to craft a way out, an excuse, something that could make this moment disappear. "It's not what you think," she began, voice unsteady. "No." I cut her off, voice low, "because what I think is that my wife cheated on me with someone she's probably been seeing for weeks. What I know is that you spent the night in a hotel with him." Her eyes filled with tears as she stepped forward, reaching for something. Maybe for me, maybe for control of the narrative. "Please, let me explain. It was a mistake. I swear it just happened." I stood slowly, the chair scraping lightly behind me. I raised a hand, not in anger, just to stop her. "You don't need to explain, Emma. I already know more than enough." She looked down, her breath catching, and whether the shame on her face was real or another mask, I didn't care. "It was one night," she whispered. "It didn't mean anything. I don't even know why I did it. I've been feeling disconnected. Lonely." "Disconnected?" I echoed, a bitter smile forming at the corner of my mouth. "I begged you to go to therapy with me. I asked you to talk to me, to open up, to try. You shut me out every time." She sniffled, eyes red now, and reached for my hand again. "I know I messed up, but please, can we talk about this? Work through it?" I didn't answer with words. I simply gestured toward the dining table. Her eyes followed the motion, landing on the object I'd placed there before she came home. A manila folder. Nothing dramatic. Just quiet, deliberate preparation. She moved toward it hesitantly, hand shaky as she lifted the flap and looked inside. Her breath caught when she saw the contents. "Divorce papers," she murmured. "Already signed on my end." I said evenly, "All that's left is yours." Tears began to spill freely now, her composure crumbling. "Please don't do this," she whispered. "It was one mistake." "Was it?" I asked, eyes locked on hers. "Or just the one you got caught for?" Emma stood there, Hollowed out, in the very kitchen where we'd once danced barefoot on Sunday mornings, laughing over burnt pancakes and bad coffee. Now, she clutched those papers like she could shield herself from the consequences. Like holding them close might undo what she'd done. "I never wanted this," she said, voice cracking. "But you chose this," I replied coldly. "You didn't trip and fall into someone's hotel bed, Emma. You drove there. You planned it. You kissed him before the elevator even arrived. And you smiled when you left. You smiled when you came back." She sank into a chair, legs seeming to give out beneath her, her face buried in her hands. "I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know why I did it." "I do," I said softly, "because it's easier to chase a fleeting thrill than to do the hard work of rebuilding something real. You didn't value what we had, and now it's gone." She didn't speak, just sobbed quietly behind her fingers. I didn't move to comfort her. I didn't whisper reassurances or offer hollow forgiveness. I just stood there, watching her unravel, the same way she had left me in pieces. Only now, it was her turn to face the silence, the stillness. Eventually, she looked up at me, eyes swollen and voice barely a whisper. "What now?" "You'll sign those papers," I said. "Then you'll leave. Your things are already packed. They're in the garage." She stared at me, stunned. "So that's it." "That's it," I said, no wavering in my tone. I deserve better than someone who treats loyalty like a suggestion. There was no shouting, no shattered dishes, just the quiet, irreversible death of trust, the final, aching breath of a marriage that had once meant everything. Emma signed the papers. Her hand trembled the entire time. She left that same afternoon, a suitcase in hand, the radiant smile that once charmed me now completely erased. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I felt something I hadn't known I needed: peace. Not joy, not yet, but peace. And for now, that was enough.